Hello, I'm Colonel Edward Mandrill, the commander of the Medical Recruiting Brigade, headquartered here at Fort Knox, Kentucky. With the opening of the fiscal year 2020 marketplace on the AIMS 2 portal, I strongly encourage you to make a serious consideration about joining our outstanding team of Army healthcare professionals as we continue to put the best that America has to offer in scrubs. The Army Medical Department is an elite team of healthcare professionals that serves our nation around the world, which most of you have experienced firsthand. Recruiting physicians, dentists, nurses, veterinarians, and other medical professionals is a challenging mission. We need first-class leaders to step up to the plate and help us build the future of the Army Medical Department. I guarantee you will be challenged by a broadening assignment with the Medical Recruiting Brigade. We have job openings in 88 medical recruiting stations and 5 medical recruiting battalions across the United States, to include Alaska, Hawaii, and Germany. We have positions for officer recruiters, recruiting station OICs, company commanders, recruiting integration officers, company commanders, and developmental positions like battalion S3s and XOs. Your career will be supercharged by an assignment with the Medical Recruiting Brigade. Selection board after selection board have proven that broadening assignments with the Medical Recruiting Brigade gives you a competitive advantage during promotion boards. We currently have nurses, dentists, physicians, physician assistants, dietitians, healthcare administrators, and many other medical AOCs currently serving within our ranks. So please take a serious look at the following testimonials from outstanding officers currently serving within our formation. I think you will be impressed by what you see. So after the video, go ahead and put in your bid for a position with USREX Best, the Highlander Medical Recruiting Brigade. And remember, we need you to put them in scrubs.
I actually stumbled upon medical recruiting. I was in Egypt at the time, and I was looking for opportunities for my next position. I really wanted to take a command position, so I reached out to my branch manager, asked what opportunities are available, and she said we specifically have a command position in Columbus, Ohio for the Medical Recruiting Brigade. I didn't have much knowledge of medical recruiting at all, but I knew that it was a command position and it was going to help me get to the next level.
I first learned about this job when I was a young lieutenant at Walter Reed. Found out that there's one nurse corps position in Wisconsin, my home state, so I've been gunning for this job since for the last 6 years.
Well, I learned about the opportunities in healthcare recruiting through my branch manager at HRC.
I was fortunate enough to be recruited by a dietitian when I was coming out of undergrad, looking for a dietetic internship to attend. And so because of that experience, I was able to, or I knew that there were dietitians in the recruiting field. After my last duty assignment, I was looking for something a little different, another broadening assignment, and this became available, and so I jumped on that opportunity.
To be honest, the first time I ever heard about healthcare recruiting or the Medical Recruiting Brigade was when I opened up the AIM 2 marketplace, and there was recruiting assignments. I had no idea about what healthcare recruiting was or what the Medical Recruiting Brigade did, but after inquiring some questions with my branch manager, I soon found out all the opportunities offered.
So I first learned about healthcare recruiting at my first duty assignment and also at my dental school through interaction with the recruiting integration officer.
My daily routine can vary greatly. Oftentimes it is updating our applicants, especially the ones who have already commissioned, as far as what needs to be done to actually get them into the service and starting their service obligation. Outside of that, it could be making contacts at various schools, different hospitals, speaking with different applicants. Different things could happen based on the day as well. We in Louisville have a great walk-in market, so many times it is just taking people as they come in and answering their questions as far as what military medicine does, how they would actually get into the Army to practice whatever their future profession may be, or even their current profession.
So I'm the national asset. There's just one of me, which means I have a very high level of responsibility.
My daily routine as it pertains to my job, it varies which day of the week. So on Monday, usually it's more administrative. I will talk to and we'll sync up with our battalion leadership during our morning call. We'll talk about various topics, production, readiness, anything that's upcoming on the calendar. We'll also have a commander's call in the afternoon where I'll sync up with some of the other commanders in the battalion. In 3rd Battalion, there's 3 commanders, and we'll link up and discuss some of the commanders' priorities. I have 6 stations across 2 states, so that's 6 cities that we travel to and fro, all driving. What we do when we get there, usually during the week, we'll try and do 2 to 3 stations. We'll have a little bit of FaceTime and interaction with the guys, do an in-progress review, kind of sync up and see where they're at, or if they're doing any particular events, we'll participate. And when I say will, I'm talking about me and my first sergeant.
My daily routine consists of the same responsibilities as any other company commander, to include attending meetings, planning training and events, and overall looking out for the health and welfare of our soldiers and civilians of the Medical Recruiting Brigade.
As a recruiting OSC, I spend a lot of time traveling throughout the 66,000 square miles in eastern Wisconsin and Upper Peninsula, Michigan, traveling through various healthcare systems and the schools, talking to a lot of pre-med, pre-dental, and nursing students about their opportunities in the Army. And this is honestly my favorite part about the job. I get to share my stories and my experiences as a nurse corps officer.
My typical daily routine consists of coming to the office, and here I work with the Chief of Advertising, the Deputy of Advertising, an NCO, and myself. And really we work cohesively to meet and exceed the brigade commander's strategic marketing level strategies. And on a day-to-day basis, I would say some of my daily routine would include social media. So I would go in and I would look for healthcare recruiting specific articles and or just health news articles in general that could be beneficial to our social media outlets. I work with the Army Gaming Studio to help create and develop new applications and new virtual reality video games to help our healthcare recruiters. I work to create new custom creative, so we work to create new banners and billboards through using Adobe software products, alongside my coworkers to develop podcasts. So along with all the duties that I've mentioned, it is a responsibility that I am a soldier first, and I maintain my soldier responsibilities as well.
My family is very happy because I'm actually stationed really close to home.
Family life, I'm not married and I don't have children, so it hasn't affected it too much. I've been kind of lucky in the ability to bounce around multiple cities and explore and just interact with tons of different people.
This assignment has been very different as far as the family life aspect. Most of the encounters that we have had in the past, as far as my family is concerned, we have been at a duty station, on post, even an Air Force base. We've been at where we had that military culture around us. Recruiting is a little different because you may not necessarily be in close proximity to a duty station or an Air Force base or an Army post, and so because of that, we have had to learn how to live as civilians, which is a different life, and it's actually helped us to realize how much we do appreciate that military culture, but it's also allowed us to come back to much of what we had before, and that now our family is understanding some of the things that the military provides us that you don't necessarily get in the civilian sector.
This opportunity has been wonderful for my family. I'm very fortunate that my in-laws live about 15 minutes from here. So coming back here, it was great that my husband and I and our 3-year-old son could get to spend more time with their grandparents. My side of the family is also less than 4 hours from here in Ohio. So it's been the closest assignment that we've had so far to our family, and it's just been a great opportunity to be able to spend time with them.
Some of the challenges as the HAC commander of the Medical Recruiting Brigade headquarters are very unique. One of them is supervising DA civilians, something I've never done in the past. So the challenge was learning my supervisory responsibilities and guidelines as a supervisor for DA civilians, all the while being a company commander for the 30 soldiers in the headquarters.
The biggest challenge in this job is the learning curve. This job is nothing like working as a nurse in the hospital, and it's very paperwork heavy. So luckily, every OSC is partnered with an experienced recruiter NCO who helps guide your station to success.
So I think some of the biggest challenges in my position was just coming into the position not really knowing a whole lot about advertising or marketing in general. I've been thankful for the opportunity that the people that I work with are very knowledgeable and well versed in advertising and public affairs, so they've been able to help me help them.
Some of the challenges in this position is being so geo-dispersed. So often when you're in a normal command position, you're able to kind of walk downstairs or from your office and greet your troops on a daily basis. You're able to communicate with them face to face and have a lot of interaction. With this job, I try to get out as much as possible to see my soldiers, my recruiters, but it is tricky to have to drive. My furthest station is 4 hours, but it's always a couple hours of a drive to meet and engage with my group of people. This job is also tricky, and you're learning a different language. There's a lot of processes in medical recruiting that not a lot of people are familiar with. A lot of different types of programs and incentives that you have to come to know. And then you also have to learn how to market and network, and then just be able to create a good environment, a positive environment for your team.
This position has definitely had a positive impact on my career. It is considered a broadening assignment, and I think above all it's a non-traditional broadening assignment. I came here not knowing the expectation, and I feel like the people that I work with have helped me to learn new skills and become more knowledgeable in marketing, in recruiting, and especially in healthcare recruiting in general. One positive impact this job has had is that it's allowed me leadership opportunities as a young field grade officer. I've been the lead for multiple projects here at the Medical Recruiting Brigade.
Professionally, this job inherently is a leadership role where you have a lot of responsibility, and you're given the privilege to lead and impact soldiers. Personally, you learn how to interact with people. You stretch the limits of your comfort zone. You're often asked to do things on the spot, and get to interact with a wide variety of people.
This position has allowed me to develop relationships and look ahead for other opportunities.
This job has taught me a lot about the way that the Army operates in recruiting and maintaining its force.
I would highly encourage anyone to take a job in Army healthcare recruiting because it is going to make you get out of your comfort zone. It is going to make you expand your repertoire and your knowledge as far as Army medicine in general, and even from some of those little things that many of us don't like to do, whether that's public speaking or engaging one-on-one with individuals that you may not know. Some people love to do that. For me, that was not a strong suit, so I jumped at the opportunity to actually better myself through that. So no matter what your strengths or weaknesses are, I would encourage anyone to do it because it's going to make you become a better soldier, a better officer, whatever the case is.
Do it. This is honestly the best job I've had in my nurse corps career.
To those of you that are on the fence about coming into healthcare recruiting, I would say do it. I would say pursue it. It's definitely a unique and wonderful experience. I know it's a broadening experience, so you'll move away from your clinical duties, but it's only a quick assignment, and the knowledge that you gain and the relationships that you make at brigade level will help you immensely as you move forward with your career.
Absolutely, go for it. You can build your future, and I can guarantee you that your senior level leaders will know exactly who you are.
You'll have so many opportunities to stretch the bounds of your limits as an Army officer, but you'll also get such opportunities, just so many different opportunities for fun, for travel, and then the autonomy to create your own schedule and kind of see the product of your work. So I would definitely do it. It's like a broadening assignment and command at the same time. You're definitely going to set yourself above the rest.